For example, if you take an example of an ecosystem, you can say any examples for ecosystem. Let me say, please respond and tell me. So let me take, for example, grassland. In our agriculture, if you'll take, so grass is used to grow. So now this is what we used to consider as one ecosystem. Why, guys? This ecosystem contains what? Your grasslands. Please respond. It is containing what? Normally, a small plants will be present and some grasshoppers will be present, animals, which is eating these leaves. Yes or no, guys? Some beetles will be sustaining there and earthworms will be present inside the soil and plants are interacting with the soil to get the water and other required nutrients, and they will be reacting with the atmosphere to get CO2 and as well as sunlight they used to get, and as well as water will be absorbed. So that is why we can say the grassland is fully, we can say what we used to call ecosystem. Is it yes or no? Because birds will come and they will fly. Birds will come and will fly. What they will eat, guys? They will eat some beetles. Yes or no? Please respond. They will come and they will eat the beetles and as well as grasshoppers and all. Frogs used to live inside the grass. So that this fully we used to call it as one ecosystem. Like any other ecosystem, can anybody say? For example, if we'll go to the forest, forest is called as an ecosystem or not? Please respond. Everybody? Yes. Like if you go to the desert, desert is also called as one ecosystem. So different communities will be there. If you go to the mountain, this is one ecosystem. Like that, if you tell me any other examples, please respond, guys. What is the other examples of ecosystem which you people know? Kavya? Bhumika, try to respond. What is another examples of ecosystem? Anything. You can take as a pond. In front of your village, you can take, or in front of your home, you might be having some water body. That is what we can say pond. Pond is one ecosystem. If you take a river, lake is one ecosystem. River is one ecosystem. If you take sea is an ecosystem. Ocean is an ecosystem. Like everything. These all the things we used to call it as ecosystem only, because everything, different communities will be living there and different methods there depending on a non-living environment like soil, air and water. So now from this all we will make one beautiful definition for the ecosystem. That is what, please all of you write it. An ecosystem is a self-contained unit of an ecosystem is a self-contained unit of living things. So what is the examples of living things? Anybody can say? Plants,
birds,
animals, all will come as animals. That's fine. We no need to say birds. But one more thing is there, very important one. After the death, it will be importance of that. What is that? Plants with primary producers, which animals will consume the plants. Now, both dead and decaying plants and animals will be consumed by something. What is what we used to call?
decomposers.
Decompose. Very good. And their non-living environment, an ecosystem is a self-contained unit of living things, and their non-living environment and their non-living environment. Like, what is the non-environment environment? Soil, air and water. Soil, air and water. So this is what we used to call as ecosystem. Now you see, ecosystem needs only the input of sunlight energy. Why, guys? For its functioning. Full ecosystem needs to be depends on sunlight. Why, guys? Anybody? Please respond.
Because the primary producers are dependent on sunlight.
That is. So somebody, why it is called as sunlight is called as main as a energy for the functioning of ecosystem. Why? Because a primary consumer, sorry, primary producers of food called as plants. They will make the food synthesis by under the presence of sunlight only. So that is why we can say a ecosystem only needs the input of sunlight energy for its functioning. And you can take the examples of ecosystem. These all are examples of ecosystem only. So what is that? You can take the grassland. Please all of you write grassland. So what is the another name of grassland? Also we can call it as meadow. Please remember that. Meadow means also we can call it as grassland. M-E-A-D-O-W. Meadow. And a forest, if you take desert and pond, mountains, rivers, seas, all the lakes, oceans, everything we can say it is the ecosystem. Now, let us consider which is very near to us. If we'll go to even Pudukkottai, some temples and all, you might be notice it, a water body is present in front of that. Is it yes or no, guys? Please respond. Now, let us consider that is what is a pond we used to call it as a small pond, which is used to found. So now, when we say that a pond or a lake or something, it is the ecosystem, then the word pond, you can see, a pond means in the sense of, it is includes all the life. For example, tell me guys, what is the pond means? What is the things will be present there? It includes all the things. What is that? First of all, pond means what will be present inside? What is the things present inside? Pond means aquatic life. Yes or no? So now this aquatic life contains again two things. One is aquatic plants and as well as what? Aquatic
Animals.
That is. So if we take, this is what we used to call as pond ecosystem. So this includes all the aquatic life, plants and animals which occurs in this pond water. Now, because the living organisms are found everywhere we can find the living organisms. Now, if you notice it, for example, if you take the ecosystem forest. Now, what is this? What is this including? Tell me anybody. What is this including? Forest means? Yes, please respond. What is the forest ecosystem? It means in the sense of what? It will be having a physical environment. So here, what is the non-living things? Water. Contacting with the water. Now, like that forest means what is the ecosystem? Tell me, guys. Please respond.
Sir, tree,
Yes.
lion.
The physical environment. What is the physical environment? Forest means first. Physical environment. Physical environment, what it is first? That is what I want. What is that? Soil, air, and as well as water. That is what the physical environment. Along with the what? Forest contains what? Plants it contains. And as well as what? A wildlife it contains. And as well as some kind of human beings also will be living in a forest. That is what we can say tribes. So they all are present. So human beings also we can call it as a ecosystem. So means everything we can say this forest, all the things, even different animals, different plants and different water bodies and different tribes like human beings, everything we used to call it as a ecosystem. Like that, if you take a desert, if you take a meadow, that is what grassland and forest and crop field, everything, mountains, all this they will represent. Everything is present inside our atmosphere. So that is why they are called as. So inside our atmosphere, we have two kinds of objects. Even physics I have taught you. You might be noticing. Outside the atmosphere means the objects present in the space we used to call as something. Inside the atmosphere we used to call as something. What is that, guys? Anybody? Please respond. So two kinds of objects we used to find is inside the atmosphere we used to call as terrestrial. Understand everybody? Terrestrial ecosystems, or else we can say land-based ecosystems. So why I am using this word? Out of space we used to call it as celestial. Understanding? And in the earth, inside the atmosphere we used to call it as terrestrial. Now if you notice it, do you understand everyone? So which is not a part of water, which is not a part of water, understanding? Like that ecosystems, like deserts, grasslands, forests, crop fields, mountains, this all we used to call it as terrestrial ecosystems. What we used to call, guys? terrestrial ecosystems, or also we can call it as land-based ecosystems. Please, all of you notice it. Land-based ecosystems. Now, if we'll take most of the ecosystems in our world, they are natural ecosystems, and some of them are man-made ecosystems also. So this man-made ecosystems we used to call it as man-made ecosystems, or artificial ecosystems we used to call it as. Now, for example, let us come to here. So as we know, which is a non-living thing, like a soil is the major thing, that all the things what we used to call, guys, like this forest, crop fields, mountains, this all what we used to call terrestrial ecosystems. Yes or no? Also we can call it as what? Land-based ecosystems. Now, if suppose ponds, rivers, sea and aquariums and all, they are what we used to call as, anybody can tell me? What we used to call them as? Water-based ecosystems. What we used to call? Water-based ecosystem. Why, guys? They all are what? Water is the main thing. Where is the non-living thing? Where all the living organisms are living. That is why this is called as aquatic ecosystem. So please, all of you note it down. So we have two kinds of ecosystem. What is that? One is terrestrial ecosystem and another one is aquatic ecosystem. So examples of aquatic ecosystem, what will come, guys? You can take pond, you can take river, you can take lake. Next one, what? Sea and as well as ocean. So anything we used to call it as water-based ecosystem or aquatic ecosystem. Remaining all the ecosystem, if we'll take, like for you can take including the park, understanding national biospheres and reserve forest, and if we'll take normal forest, mountains, understanding crop fields, and everything we used to call it as what we used to call terrestrial ecosystems, where a land is the main non-living thing which will be supporting, connecting with all the living organisms. So this is what we used to call it as ecosystem and as well as types of ecosystem. So if you take the most of the ecosystems in our world, it is a man-made ecosystems. Natural ecosystems. So examples of natural ecosystems, you can say all the natural forest, natural water bodies, understanding grasslands and mountains and ponds, lakes, rivers, seas. These all are called as natural ecosystems. But some of them are made by human. That is why they are called as man-made ecosystems, or else what we used to call, guys, artificial ecosystems. Understand? So now you tell me, artificial ecosystem means, what is the examples you people knows, artificial examples which is made by human? Anybody, please. Padmarshini, Humaira, what is the artificial examples? Arun Karthikeyan, anybody, please, examples. You might be noticed it's somebody of you are having aquarium in your home. Do you have aquarium? Please respond. Do you have aquarium? Somebody in your hospital, somewhere if you go, you are having aquarium. So aquariums are called as what? It is fishes and all we people used to grow, correct? So inside you can see. So it is a man-made ecosystem. Understand? So if you go to some parks, in that some animals and snakes and all, it has been kept by a man-made ecosystem. Artificial plants, artificial everything will make it. So that kind of ecosystems is called as artificial ecosystems. Now, any other? For example, you can take a very good Nitinath, zoo. Very really nice. Zoo is also a artificial ecosystem. Next, same way, if you go to the gardens you can see man-made ecosystems. If you go to the park is also a man-made ecosystems. Why? We people are involving. For example, if you are a farmer, you are creating every land, you are creating an artificial ecosystem because agriculture lands. So we are cultivating and we are allowed to grow the organisms in ecosystem. That is why agriculture lands, everything we used to call as artificial ecosystems only. So now all the museums, you can notice it, where living things like zoo, and if you'll go to this amusement parks and all, that is one ecosystem. Understand? Amusement parks like Wonderland and all, you might be noticing. This all a synthesis are synthesized by the human. That is what we used to call as a man-made ecosystems, or we can say artificial ecosystem. So now you have to learn first, ecosystem is classified into two types. What is that, guys? Ecosystem is classified into two types. One is what? Land-based ecosystem, and another one is what, guys? Another one is what? One is land-based ecosystem. Another one is water-based ecosystem. This is called as terrestrial ecosystem, and this is called as aquatic ecosystem. Now, land is also classified into two things. One is what? Natural ecosystem, and another one is artificial ecosystem. Water aquarium. Understand this? Aquatic ecosystems also will be classified into two types. Aquatic ecosystem. So now what is that, guys? Please respond. What is that? Again, natural ecosystem and as well as artificial ecosystem. You can write examples: mountains, forest, and other one what? Mountain, forest, crop fields. Understanding? Crop fields in the sense of natural crops. Understanding? And here artificial agriculture lands, gardens, parks, this all. Next, natural, artificial. Sorry, natural. Under the natural, what will come, guys? Pond, river. Next, what it is, guys? Lake, sea, and all. Next, artificial, we can take what, guys? Aquariums. Understanding? Next, you can take swimming pools. Swimming pools also one kind of ecosystem. Understand? So where even a small things will be present. So you can take another thing is what? Any water bodies, water ponds, water man-made water ponds. Swimming pools also, water ponds, where we can go. If you go to agricultural land, where we can make the water to stagnant, everything is called as water body only. Water storage in lands. These all are called as artificial and water ecosystems there. So this is what about what is ecosystem and the types of ecosystem. So now in our tomorrow's class, we will study what is the components of ecosystem. Understanding? So what kind of components? Already we know that what is ecosystem, two kinds of components. What is that? One is abiotic components and another one is what, guys? Another one is what? And biotic components. Understand? Abiotic means non-living things. Biotic means living things. That is only we used to call as components of ecosystem. So in our tomorrow's class, we'll study what is the components of an ecosystem and as well as the functioning of ecosystem. Do you understand, everybody? Components and as well as functioning of ecosystem we will study. So now with this I will leave you today's class. Hope you all understand. So it is very simple chapter, hardly it will take 1 week, so we will maximum finish it, but nobody should lose any even half mark in this chapter because it is very important. 5 out of 5 we should get. So be very clear what you are studying every day. So with this I will leave you. Thank you, everybody. We'll meet in tomorrow's class. Thank you, all of you.